What on earth was that? It was a beautiful song. I liked it, but we're not doing that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I guess we're going to start a little early, but that's okay because the meditation doesn't ever actually end. So if you want to just go ahead and close your eyes, center into the space you're in, put down all the items and things and stuff, places you've been, places you have to go. And you start here in this moment. I want you to picture in your mind, after you take a couple of deep cleansing breaths, I want you to picture yourself as yourself now, sitting in the seat that you're in. Don't open your eyes to look. Don't try to remember your clothes. Just picture yourself as yourself in the place you are. See yourself sitting there peacefully. Totally relaxed, no muscles tensed. Now I want you to see yourself in that same place as a teenager. Quiet, relaxed, peaceful, happy. Exactly where you want to be. Take a deep, cleansing breath in. See yourself blowing it out. Centered in that spot, that place. Take another deep breath in, and as you release, see yourself as a child. Sitting in that place. Peaceful, happy, content in the world. Not worried about stuff that's outside of yourself. Not concerned with the state of the world, or just being yourself as a child. Totally content. Breathe in, and as you release, see yourself as a 20-year-old, knowing there's a whole world to conquer, but happy and content just to be where you are. Satisfied with how things are in yourself. At peace. You have nowhere you need to go. There's nothing you need to do. Take a deep breath in, and as you release, see yourself as a 30-year-old. Most of your worst trials are behind you. There's so much more wonderful stuff to do throughout your life, but you are sitting there at peace, knowing it's all going to go as it needs to go. And you don't have to control it. You don't have to make it happen. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, see yourself as a young child again, in that seat, completely content, happy, and notice your eyes as a child, endlessly open to the universe. Look into those eyes and see God looking back at you. Feel the harmony in you. Feel the peace flowing from you, through you, as you. Take a deep breath in, and as you release, see yourself as you now, totally at peace, in harmony with yourself. And look into your own eyes. There's no change. The eyes are exactly as when you were a child. The guy's eyes are completely open to the universe, to the one story. See God looking at you through those eyes, as you. Take a deep breath in, and as you release, open your eyes and see the world. God sees the world through you, as you. There is no separation. There is no difference, neither in age nor time. The eyes are the same. The person is the same. The only thing that's changed is your perception. And as you come back into this room, as you come back into now, the human concept of this moment. Realize and understand that you are God's creation here. Thank you for joining us. Our service will begin at 10.
No more thieves, I believe in the goodness of heart. It's return, let it burn, let them know who we are. An ancient tribe of the sky, the redeemer of men. Sound a song, evil gone, there's no need to defend. Yeah. Way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain. Disappear in the clear of the elephant's room. Melodies from the sea, they come forward and bloom. In the end, all my friends, I return them in love. Yeah, in love. Me and you cook the food as we ascend above. Way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain.
You want me first? Yeah. All right. Let me take a sip here. Wet my whistle. Nice. Good morning.
Hey, everybody, let's all put our hands together for Al. Gonna bring us into this.
We have come together as a family. We come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We gathered here in love.
I didn't know songs you were gonna play, so I didn't put them up.
Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. See the light in every face, Spirit's in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of love. We affirm all life is sacred. We declare that all are one. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. See the light in every face, Spirit's in this place. Yeah, 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 yeah. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. One more time. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. See the light in every face, Spirit's in this place.
Big round of applause for Al. Thank you for being here this morning.
Got to do the dad joke. Come on.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont. My name is Reverend Neil. I am playing hostess and speaker this morning. Welcome to those of you online and in person. I don't see anybody here for the first time, but is anybody here for the first time? Welcome. The new version of Betty. If we have any first-time guests, there are some welcome packets in the back. If you're here
My
online,
apologies.
you can type in your name, where you're watching from. Let us know that we're here so we can greet you. After the service, we have a fellowship and a meal in Carter Hall. And of course, today we are having our Father's Day barbecue extravaganza, bonanza. So there's so much food back there that the counter is actually full. So we actually need your help to go back there and eat some of it so that there's room in the refrigerator.
Correct.
So if you could help us out with that, that would be great. So please consider staying after the service. If you haven't already, take a moment to make sure that your cell phone is silent. And while you're doing that, I'm going to say good morning to Chuck up here, who hasn't been here in a while. Everybody say good morning.
Chuck!
Welcome back.
And the lovely lady next to him.
And we're going to start off by reading our vision and mission statements together. So with all of our enthusiasm and joy this morning, let's read our purpose statement together. Awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And our vision is a world that works for everyone. And our mission is transforming lives one thought at a time. We're going to start off with our opening song with our very own Adrian. Maybe.
Just to confuse things a little. If I could have that next slide, Chuck. Oh, you'll see. Just move it forward. Oh, check it out. So this slide was given to me by Bill Sodi. This is Reverend Dr. Ernest Sodi. It's a baptism in Kenya. We were going to, but it kind of got messed up, have pictures of different fathers in there. But I figured we'd put this one in. And then the next one is the father of the Centers for Spiritual Living, Science of Mind. So that's Ernest Holmes. So it is Father's Day. And I would like to ode to fathers, starting with an ode from a father's point of view. Oh, let me turn on my guitar. Is that coming through? There we go. Maybe turn that down just a little bit there, bro. My child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch, bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and his talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. No, I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. I'm coming home, son, I don't know when we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today. I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay. And he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. He said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. No, I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home, Dad, I don't know when we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came home from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys See you later, can I have them please? The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and kids have a flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's sure been talking to you. As I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. A cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon, a little boy blue and a man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Ode to everybody's, there's a dad here, and everybody who has done the dad thing here. And even if that's a kid that wasn't yours, you were still there for them. Thank you. Now, I'm going to do one more, and this one is a heart tugger for me personally, because my father, who was a guitarist and singer in the Navy band, taught all 6 of his children how to sing and play music. And he is the leader of his own band. And so this is for him and for every child who loves their father, whether it was the father that they were born with or the father that they chose in life. An only child alone and wild, Captain Maker son. His hands were meant for different work, his heart was known to none. He left his home and went his lone, solitary way, and he gave to me a gift I know I never can repay. Quiet man of music, denied a simpler fate. He tried to be a soldier once, but his music wouldn't wait. Yearned his love through discipline, thundering velvet hand. His gentle means of took me years to understand. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I am just a living legacy, the leader of the band. My brothers' lives were different for they heard another call. One went to Chicago and the other to St. Paul. And I'm in Colorado when not in some hotel, living out this life I chose and come to know so well. Thank you for the music and stories of the road. I thank you for the freedom when it became my time to go. Thank you for the kindness and times when you got tough. And Papa, I don't think I said I love you near enough. through my instrument, and His song is in my soul. Life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band. I am the living legacy to the leader of the band. All right, we can get back to a regular Sunday now.
So a couple of announcements. You can celebrate a loved one, organization, or special occasion by sponsoring our Sunday flowers up here. We have some beautiful ones up here. You can sign up in the hallway if you'd like to sponsor a floral arrangement with a heartfelt message. And I'm not sure who these flowers are from this morning. Does anybody know? Just from the universe. All right. We usually like to auction them off afterwards, so I don't know. Those are pretty. I want those too. You can sign up for the Fellowship Food Challenge in the information station in Carter Hall, and I believe there's up to a $75 now. Yes, reimbursement for the main dishes based on receipts. The Joel Goldsmith book discussion will be continuing, but we won't be back until July 3rd, and we are starting a new book, which is the next book in the series, which is Living the Infinite Way, which is a study about Joel Goldsmith, his philosophy of the infinite way, mysticism, and spiritual living. If you'd like more information, you can talk to me or talk to Yvonne. We will be back on July 3rd, and since we're starting a new book, it would be a good time for you to join in if you've ever been interested in that. The visioning class starting June 3rd. Did it start June 3rd? Are we still taking the students?
No, it's too late to join.
Too late to join. You missed out. Got to do it next time. But starting Thursday, June 4th, you can, and continuing until June 24th, Reverend Michael's facilitating a love offering class on the 4 agreements, and that is a drop-in class. So even if you weren't there for the first couple of weeks, I understand that you can still join if you're interested. That's a good book. And this beautiful basket over here has been generously sponsored by Lois and will be raffled off, I understand, after the service. So if you are looking at that all morning and you're just like, I have to have that, then buy some raffle tickets afterwards. And now I'm going to invite up Adrian, who's going to change his musical hats to his practitioner hat.
Okay, so my name is Adian Madden. I'm one of your practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont. The other practitioners will be available after service for a moment of prayer over on that side of the sanctuary after service. Please do not leave here this morning with anything in your heart. Now, I would like to stress that every little thing that sticks with you that you don't like is a thing that you would be leaving here with. So when I talk about, well, I'm not saying that you need to come up because you're about to try to figure out if you need to sell your house and move to Montana. I am talking about you want to know how to deal with your neighbor mowing his lawn at 3 o'clock in the morning. Or all of those things are things that we hold against ourselves, for we are one, right? We are one person. We are one people. We are one world. And so everything that you hold against somebody else is something you hold against yourself. And there is, of course, holding against yourself for being in the place where something happened. Sometimes we blame other people, but we also blame ourselves for being there. So prayer is the answer to how to get out of the conundrum. So come see one of us after service for anything. It can be little, and we will do prayer work with you. So please don't leave here this morning with anything in your heart. We'd love to pray with you, and we absolutely know that prayer works. So let us all close our eyes and let this meditative song bring us to our center.
My feet are in the earth. My heart is in the world. My spirit's in the sky. I am open. I am free. My feet are of the earth. My heart is of the world. My spirit's of the sky. I am open. I am free. My feet love the earth. My heart loves the world. My spirit loves the sky. I am open. I am free. I am open. I am free. I am open. I am free.
So my power talk this morning will be very short but sweet, and I will have no notes. The power talk is very simple, and it's about prayer. Every word you say, every thought you think, everything that you do is a prayer. God is always present, God is always listening, and God always hears you. That is why prayer with somebody who prays for you, with you, as you, is important, because it helps align what you think and say and do with the true you. So when I'm offering prayer as a practitioner, I'm merely offering to help you make the changes in your thinking, in your life, to align with the truth. So all you need to do is ask. And it doesn't have to be on a Sunday. We all have phones these days. We all have a phone number that you can call. And we're all more than happy to talk to you and to pray with you. So let's all close our eyes. Center here into this moment, knowing and trusting God is enveloping you with his arms in every space that you are, for there's no separation. There's no place where God is not. God is within, through, and as each and every single person here. God is that absolute peace and knowingness, and as that peace and knowingness is each and every person here, I know that that peace and knowingness is in me, through me, as me. And I know that for each and every other person here, I am knowing and trusting that each and every person has exactly what they need, and hears exactly what they need in the moment that they need to hear it. That each and every person is exactly where they need to be at all times, and all they need to do is recognize it. So they look up and they recognize it, for God is within them, telling them that that is where they need to be. I'm so happy and thankful for this truth, this absolute truth that never changes. It is always solid. It is always there. It is. And I let go and I let God, for I release these words into the perfect action order of the law, knowing it to just be telling the truth of what is, knowing it to already be in action, knowing it to already have happened. I let go and I let God, and together let us affirm this statement by saying, and so it is.
So, in honor of Father's Day, and you know I love me some dad jokes. In honor of Father's Day, here are some of my favorite dad jokes. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Have you heard about the new book about anti-gravity? It's impossible to put down. This is my favorite. What's brown and sticky? A stick. And why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. Can't have Father's Day without some dad jokes. I would like to acknowledge that today is Father's Day, and that it can be a day of celebration. It can be about honoring fathers, but it might also be a day of memories or sadness or maybe even hurt this morning. So wherever you find yourself today, that is okay. We see you, we honor you, and we appreciate you being part of our spiritual community this morning. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge my grandfather, who passed a little bit over a year ago. He was of the greatest generation, and he always showed me that the purpose of strength is to serve others, and integrity comes from a life of faith. So I am holding him in the light this morning. The title of my talk today is The Lens of Life. I was thinking about, I did a visioning workshop on Wednesday. Now I'm talking about lenses. I had a thing about optometry or something this week. I don't know. Last week I was on the freeway headed to visit a friend, and the weather was really hot, and the sky was hazy, and I was in my head a little bit about everything I had to get done, and suddenly I realized I hadn't cleaned my windshield in a while. And there was dust and bug splatter and just enough glare that I couldn't see clearly. It wasn't dangerous, but it was annoying. So I hit the washer fluid and turned on the wipers, and suddenly the world looked different. Brighter, cleaner, and even though nothing outside had changed, the view had. That moment got me thinking, how often are we moving through life looking through a lens that needs a good cleaning? Ernest Holmes wrote, "Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he or she thinks into it." Life is a mirror and will reflect back to you, the thinker, that which you think into it. In other words, the thoughts that we think, the beliefs that we hold, the assumptions that we make, all shape how we experience the world around us. That's our lens. But unlike my windshield, we don't always realize our lens is dirty until something forces us to notice. So today I want to explore this idea of what lens am I looking through? How can we consciously clean and adjust our lens to see more clearly, more truthfully, more lovingly? From the moment we begin, from the moment we're born, we start collecting beliefs. Some of them are given to us by our families or even our fathers. Some of them are given us by our cultures, by our early religious experiences, by society. Some are shaped by our experiences, especially in our early years. Those beliefs become the lens through which we interpret everything. Two people can experience the same exact event and interpret it in two very different ways. Have you ever noticed that? I always hear that saying like, oh, there's two sides to every story. I always like to say there's three sides to every story. Your side, my side, and the truth. The truth being that which happens without the lens, without our interpretation of it, right? because we're always interpreting through different lenses. And sometimes we get in trouble when we expect other people to see the world through the same lens that we see it. And we insist that the way that we look at something is the right way to see it. As the saying goes, we don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. So what I want you to take away from today is, how does your lens affect what you see and affect your life? And what I want to focus on today is some questions that frame your lens. These are questions that all of us at some level, consciously or unconsciously, have to answer in our lives. How many of you have ever had your eyes checked at the doctor? Optometrist, right? Most of us have had this experience. And if your optometrist is like mine, right, they put that lens in front of you and they say, which one is better, number 1 or number 2? Number 3 or number 4? My optometrist has this really smooth way of saying that every time, right? And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between number 1 and number 2. So these questions, I have to say that, the truth is always somewhere in the middle. And of course, we get in trouble when we have one extreme or the other. But just for this moment, I want you to either pick number 1 or number 2, just as an experiment. I know the truth is often depends on the situation, or the truth is somewhere in the middle. But what's your default? If you had to choose number 1 or number 2, which one would you choose? You see, in our spiritual philosophy, we call that your consciousness. It's that big, long, fancy word. Your consciousness is this bubble that you carry around with you that is a giant focusing lens that contains all of your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and it's that filter, that lens through which we see the world. This is not about there being a right answer or a wrong answer to these questions. It's not about which one. We all have things that we need to work on. But with awareness comes healing. So I want to look at some questions this morning that kind of focus our consciousness. They are the questions that we ask that give us the lens of our life. So, question number 1. Everybody's going to answer this question one way or the other, and it's going to be different for everybody. But question number 1 is life for me or against me? Yes. As we said, the truth is often depending on context and in the middle somewhere. But if you had to choose, where do you think you usually default? Is life for me or is life against me? 2 shoe salesmen go into a remote village. One says, "No one here wears shoes. What a waste." The other one says, "No one wears shoes. What an opportunity." Same situation, different lenses. The question is, do I see the universe as friendly, supportive, intelligent, or threatening and chaotic? If you had to choose, where do you come from most of the time? You see, how you answer that question will determine what you see through your lens. If you believe that the world is friendly, supportive, and intelligent, that's what you're going to see. If you believe that the world is threatening and chaotic and crazy, or as my grandmother would like to say, going to hell in a handbasket, guess what you're going to see? That's your lens. When you look at the world today, do you see a world that's falling apart? Or do you see one where change and good are falling into place? Falling apart or falling into place? Ernest Holmes says that we should be able to stand in hell and declare heaven. That means This isn't about spiritual bypass and saying, la, 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 it's all good, da, da, da. That's spiritual bypass. But rather, it's focusing on where we direct our attention and recognizing the good and putting our focus there, even when there's apparent chaos. It's kind of like being the center of the storm, center of the hurricane. Can I stand on my principle, even though the wind is blowing all around me, but still be that center calm in the storm? Number 2, do I control life or surrender to it? Do I control life or surrender to it? You see, trying to control everything is like holding onto the steering wheel of a parked car. Lots of effort, but no movement. True movement comes from releasing resistance, not tightening your grip. And so often when we view life or other people as something that needs to be controlled, it's either coming from a place of fear, masquerading as a place of safety. If we control everything, then we can be safe. But what's the lens? Love or fear? The way that you answer that question is going to shape your view, your decisions, and your life. I have learned from lots of spiritual practice, I tend to think of it as a dance. Sometimes I lead, sometimes the universe leads, and we take turns. But I think there's always that temptation to want to control things, or when we come into this teaching, we think, oh, we have to control our thoughts. But there's also a place for surrender and letting life and spirits and the universe flow through us instead of trying to control what everything has to look like. Number 3, am I here to serve or be served? Another way to ask that question might be, do I live from what I can get or from what I can give? What's your default setting? One is focused on scarcity, and one comes from service. How you answer that question will determine your focus and what you see. When you look out at the world, do you see what you can get or what you can give? Do you focus on how your job and your activities bring you joy? Or are you focused on how what you do serves life, serves others? I've had some people tell me recently that I'm only going to do the things in my life that bring me joy. Okay, that's one way to approach life. But what do you suppose life would be like if Jesus or Buddha or Martin Luther King Jr. or Gandhi would have said, I'm only going to do the things in life that bring me pleasure? I think life would probably look a little bit different today, don't you? Sometimes being of service means that we have to step outside our comfort zone. Sometimes being of service means that we have to be inconvenienced. And if you only want to do the things that bring you joy, it's kind of like treating life like DoorDash. You just want joy delivered to you, but you don't want to do any of the cooking. Which is okay. But where do I come from most of the time? Another way to look at the world might be, how do I make a difference? How do I improve the world? How does my presence make my family or my spiritual community a better place? Are you here to serve or be served? Number 4, am I growing or am I just the way that I am? Some people say, I am who I am, and if you don't like it, get out. So how you answer that question is going to determine your experience. The spiritual principle is that we are always evolving beings. Life is seeking a fuller expression through us. Ernest Holmes says, the spiral of life is upward. Evolution carries us forward, not backward. In education speak, we call that a growth mindset. That we are always growing and learning from our mistakes. We learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes. Are you done growing? I am who I am. Or are you still growing and learning? Saying I am just who I am is like your phone refusing to update. Or your computer refusing an update. Because it's just comfortable with where it's at. We're designed to keep updating our operating system, to continue to wake up, to heal, to become more awake, aware, and alive. Not that there's a right answer to that question, but how you answer that question will determine what you see through your lens, through your consciousness. Number 5. Are the challenges in my life obstacles or opportunities? This is one that kind of pushes my button. Especially if you're somebody who grew up with some adverse childhood experiences, you might default to life is an obstacle that I have to survive or persevere through. Are the challenges in your life obstacles or opportunities? Life is full of challenges. Some are big, some are small, and how we see those challenges determines how we move through them. Do you see your challenges as punishment, bad luck, or signs that you're failing? Or do we see them as invitations, opportunities to grow, to stretch, to discover strength that we didn't know we even had? To show us those areas in which we are being invited to grow. Ernest Holmes wrote, we should not look upon adversity as an error, but as a teacher. There's a story about 2 seeds buried in the soil. One of them says, this darkness is terrifying. I'll stay curled up and safe. The other says, this pressure must mean that it's time to grow. The pressure that we feel sometimes is like burying you. I feel like I'm being buried. Maybe the universe is planting you to grow. We get to decide. Is this challenge an obstacle in my way or an opportunity in disguise? How you answer that question will affect your lens of life and how life shows up for you. Just like my windshield wasn't the road, your lens is not life itself. It's just our interpretation. And that's both the challenge and the opportunity. Because if we've been looking at life through a cracked or dirty lens, we can clean it. We can change it.